everyone. We are well into 2023. Wow, it's the second month already. It's Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from Johannesburg, South Africa. Today, my special guest on the Red Corner Show is Mr. Darryl K. Horton from San Diego, California, USA. Mr. Horton is an entrepreneur, a relationship marketing strategist, a health and nutrition consultant, as well as a restaurateur. Wow, that's a mouthful. You do so many, you wear so many different hats. We're going to have such an interesting chat. Mr. Horton, please provide a brief intro as to who exactly Darryl K. Horton is, your background. I do know that you come from a military family. Maybe share a little bit about that. You've had lots of challenges in your life. Your parents told you that if you want to make changes, you must be able to change. And as Mahatma Gandhi says, be the change you want to see in the world. And you are doing lots to actually make that happen. Is there anything that you would like to share with us?
Well, thanks for that introduction. I, I'm a very humble person. I kind of like to stay in the background, but several people are starting to push me to the forefront. So anyway, yeah, I was raised in a military family. My father spent 23 years in the Marines, so we traveled a little bit and got to know a lot of people at a very young age, and a lot of those relationships are still active. So I have friends that are 50, 60 years long, and it's great. What can I say? 7 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, my life was going wonderfully. And all of a sudden, I woke up and couldn't get out of bed. I ended up having to have emergency spinal cord surgery, which changed my life as I knew it. And unbeknownst to me, yeah, I had to have emergency spinal cord surgery, and according to my neurologist, if I'd have waited 2 more days, I'd either be paralyzed or dead.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, and unbeknownst to me, God God works in mysterious ways. He pretty much took control of everything from that point on, because the neurologist that did the surgery was one of only two in California that could have done it.
Okay.
And he then turned around, and because I had a 35-year career in the restaurant hospitality industry,
Hmm.
he pretty much said, "Well, you can't work in the industry, but you can own one." So up came that opportunity. So now I'm a managing partner in a restaurant.
Okay, so just take us back a little bit. So you graduated and you had quite an interview where you said to the manager that you have no experience, but you are willing to learn and you will take on the job.
Oh yeah, that was my first job after I had graduated from college with my degree,
Uh-huh.
and it was a brand new restaurant, a brand new hotel that was opening up, and I'm like, okay, I have a degree, so let me go check it out. So I walked in, and I'm like, and I was interviewing, and the first thing I told the manager is, I just graduated from college with a degree in hotel restaurant management. I'm not sure if I know what the position entails,
Uh-huh.
but I will learn it. And he looked at me And he said, well, if you've got that kind of confidence, I'll hire you. And
Amazing.
I not only learned it, I exceeded the expectations and ended up being on the corporate training team for the hotel chain. So I
Mhm.
traveled around opening hotels.
Awesome.
Yep. So
Okay, so you
that's
got vast experience in other restaurants as well in that industry.
oh yeah. And then after I left there, I went to work for another hotel chain,
Mhm.
and it was interesting because the first thing the manager asked me was, "Where do you want to be in 2 years?" And I was like, "Well, obviously, I want to be in management. If I'm not in management, I, I don't want to be here."
Mhm.
And he says, "Okay." Unbeknownst to me, he had been grooming me and setting that pathway ever since. So one day, the area manager walked in and she said, "Have you ever thought about traveling around opening restaurants?" I was like, "Not really. What does that mean?" And she said, "Well, first of all, you need to know your your brand standards backwards and forwards." I'm like, "Okay." That was an easy part because I was a spec person anyway. And it was interesting because about 3 weeks later, she walks in the restaurant on a Sunday morning.
Okay.
And she said, and she walks in with the division leader who I'd never met. And they're standing on the end of the cook's line. And she says, "That's the guy I was telling you about."
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. So you created quite an impression there.
Yeah. So, and I'm thinking, "Yeah, okay." So I met him and I'm thinking, okay, let's go back to work. No big deal. 2 weeks later, they had flown somebody out from South Carolina to San Diego to interview me for a corporate position. And by the time I got up from that meeting, the only thing he told me was, "Well, go tell your manager that you no longer work here."
Oh my goodness. So how did you break that news?
Just like that. I, I no longer work here.
Did that come as quite a surprise?
Oh, she said, um, "Yes, you do." I said, "No, I don't. And if you have any questions, here's the number you need to call."
That's awesome.
And two
It's
weeks
actually
later,
so
I was
good.
packed up and driving to South Carolina.
Yes, it's so good when employers value their staff, you know. So you have created quite an impression and a very good worker. So, if you don't like it in the new job, then you can always come back to us.
There you go. Uh, I mean, and I stayed in that position as a new restaurant opening specialist for 13 years. So, and I spun off of that when the company was having issues in the diversity department, and we had to actually do diversity workshops. They took me off of the new restaurant opening team to do diversity workshops for a year.
Okay, so it was a good move
So,
then. You also have many titles. Just relationship marketing strategist. Is that the same job that you went into?
no, that was a spinoff from one of my one of my mentors. I've been in the network marketing industry since about 2013. And one of my mentors, I was meeting with her one day, and she says, "You need to come to Utah." And I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to go to Utah for? You know, it's snowing. I'm not a cold weather person. And she says, "Well, we're having a relationship marketing summit." And I'm thinking, okay, I'll go. She says, "Don't worry about it. I already bought your ticket."
Okay.
And I'm thinking, okay,
I'll
I
go
guess I'm
to.
going. and it was interesting because when I got there, the first two people she introduced me to were the owner of the company and the number one person in the company. And so the conference got started, and 15 minutes into the conference, I said, "Okay, I got it. When do we get started?" It
So
was
you
pretty
just
self-explanatory.
make decisions just like that on the spur of the moment. Are you that type of person?
Yeah,
Okay, that sounds like me.
yeah. I don't. If I'm gonna do it, I don't have to think about it.
Yes, I feel exactly the same. I just take on the challenges and the risks and just do it.
Yeah, it you know, and like I said, I mean, from that point on, my uh, God was in control of everything. So, and opportunities here, opportunities there, and I had people walking into my life, not asking how they could help, but telling me they were going to help.
Okay.
And I was like, "I don't even know you, but okay."
Yes, but you get different types of people. Some would actually want to grow you and elevate you, and the others want to bring you down.
Yeah, the majority over the last 7 years have been people that want to grow me. So
That's
the ones
awesome.
that want to bring me down just kind of fall by the wayside. And
Yes,
I gotta go.
that's in our daily lives. We lose those people all the time. I always say you latch on to the positive energies, and the negative energies you just leave them on the side, and they eventually fall through the cracks.
Exactly. And if you want to come back, then you need to raise your level. You need to come up to my level. I'm not coming down to yours.
Absolutely, and that's if you want to take them back. But the
Yeah,
kind-hearted
there you
people
go.
that we are, we always want to uplift people. So we will take them back, and we'll grow them as well.
Yeah,
That's how we are.
but yeah, that I've had many opportunities, and out of my relationship marketing business, I actually started a movement right before COVID started, and I called it the Appreciation Gratitude Movement.
Uh-huh.
And it all started from a social media post.
Awesome. So what does it entail? What do you do? Do you do regular posts, or do you have conversations with people, or what is it?
I actually send greeting cards all over the world, celebrating people and on their birthdays. I know you have one coming up.
You know what? I am so terrible with, well, not terrible. I would say it's a good thing. I would actually start counting down my next birthday from the birthday that I have, if you know what I mean. It's quite crazy. And my kids think I'm crazy because I have like the countdown. I just feel, we need to celebrate ourselves. And I love
Yeah,
birthdays. I just love, there's just something about birthdays that I love so much. And I've been living in Cambodia, and in Cambodia, birthdays are not a big thing. People don't even tell you this their birthday. And I think, which world are you living in? Because I need to celebrate my life and celebrate myself. So yes, so now I'm in South Africa for a while for the next few weeks. And I get to celebrate my birthday.
cool. Yeah, we send. we actually send greeting cards all over the world, celebrating birthdays, wedding anniversaries, whatever. You got a new job. Here's a card. Condolence cards. So yeah, it it took on a life of its own, and it's just growing to the point where
Yes.
uh,
So do you do the e-cards?
no, they're actual physical cards
Oh, wow. So do you send them throughout the world or just within the USA?
throughout the world.
Oh my goodness, that must cost a fortune.
No,
So how do you do that? Tell us your secret.
uh, one of my partnerships is with Send Out Cards, who's they're a greeting card company,
Uh-huh.
and with the package that I have unlimited card sends.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So I,
Well done.
I
I
so I
think
can send as many cards as I want.
that is actually so special because we look at these days everything is digital and everything's online, and then you look at the old traditional methods, writing letters, sending out cards, waiting for somebody to when someone says, "I sent you something in the post," and you're like at the post box every second minute, expecting this, and now it's like back to the old tradition and sending out cards. I think that is so special. These days we get these gift bags and we have the little tags in it. Sometimes we are so lazy to even write on the tag.
Yeah,
Talking for myself,
and
you know.
yeah, and the great part about Send Out Cards is I can attach a gift to it, and you know most of the time when I send birthday cards, I send brownies with it.
Oh,
So
wow. My favorite. Anything sweet is my favorite. That
yeah,
is so special. And it's also personalized, which makes it even more special.
well, I learned a long time ago that regardless of whatever your social status is, whatever your position is in society, everybody wants to feel welcome, valued, and appreciated.
Absolutely.
So that's what I do.
I so believe that, um, as entrepreneurs and as an entrepreneur as well, we never have the time to actually pat ourselves on the back and say, you've done a good job, well done. We would just work until we blue in the face and have sleepless nights. And a lot of people don't know what you actually go through because there's a lot of stress being an entrepreneur. You don't have that paycheck at the end of the month. You have to work for your pay. Um,
Right.
so it is quite a difficult job, but people think it's so easy. And yes, so hats off to you. You've touched in so many different industries and so many different things. You wear so many hats, which is like amazing. Um, but what actually caught me was being an associate of Les Brown Jr. Now, Les is one of the world's most renowned motivational speakers. And, I actually received so many emails from Les Brown, and there's just so much of motivation in everything that he sends out. So, what's your involvement in the academy?
Well, it was interesting because I had met somebody that had just seen my name on social media, and they reached out to me, and so I went to lunch and met them and told them my story because at the time I had just had my surgery and I was in my full body brace and everything. And she says, I don't know exactly how, but I'm going to help you.
Mhm.
So she invited me to a networking event, and Les Brown Jr. happened to be the speaker. So I'm sitting there, and he was getting ready to launch his new program, which is the one that you're talking about.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting there thinking, I just got done with surgery. I don't have any money. I can't afford to get and I was like, I can't afford, because I knew the status that they held, and I was like, I can't afford that. And he says, it's $99. And I'm like, I can do $99.
Can I do that too for $99? Can you tell Les
so,
Brown I would do it for $99?
so I I joined the program and got to know Les Brown Jr. and come to find out we had the same birthday.
Oh, wow. How's that for
So yeah,
coincidence?
yeah. So he gets birthday cards too.
Okay.
but
Okay. I
yeah,
actually I love the quote by Les Brown. It says, just because fate doesn't deal you the right cards, it doesn't mean you should give up. It just means you have to play the cards you get to their maximum potential.
there you go.
Yeah, love that.
I mean, life's a journey. It's not a sprint.
Yes, yes,
There's several different directions and several different decisions that we make every day that impact our life, and people don't understand that.
for sure. Just speaking about life's journeys and moving ahead, I mean, you've had quite a journey. You've met lots of high profile people in your life, you know, um, and you're associated with lots of people. I know just the other day you said you had a Zoom with entrepreneurs from South Africa that you wanted me to join, and I couldn't join. But who inspires you the most and why? Now let's leave Les Brown Jr. out of the picture.
Um, I, it, I would have to say it has to be my father, who, for years he kept telling me things, and I'm like, I don't need to know that. I'm doing my thing.
Mhm.
And one thing that he told me always stuck with me. He said, let your works speak louder than your material possessions.
Yes. And are you putting that into practice?
I was putting that into practice before I knew I was putting that into practice.
Well, you see, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. So obviously
Yeah,
you've just taken after your dad.
yeah. I, I was, I was in my 20s when I started telling people, uh, money doesn't motivate me. And they looked at me like I was crazy. What do you mean money doesn't motivate? Well, what are you talking about? I would rather get to know somebody for who they are and what they want to do rather than get to know them because they make a certain amount of money.
Yes, that is true.
So,
Yes. And that's actually really good. It's actually so good that you mentioned that because you find a lot of people they latch on to people that are popular, celebrities, influencers, but they don't look at the normal person or the average person. And if you look at a lot of the people now that are really elevated and grown and top entrepreneurs, they all started off from humble beginnings. Okay. And you find that people don't want to associate with just a normal person or an average person. They want to go high up. What they don't realize is that these people are climbing up. And at some point in time, you're going to have to now start becoming all friends with them, all friendly with them again, and all of that.
mhm.
So it's all about acceptance. Are they going to accept you as your friend? Because when they were down and out, you were not there for them. So it's just what I'm trying to say. It's like
Yep,
everyday
happened
life,
to me yesterday.
Tell us what happened
Happened
to
to me
you.
yesterday. I I had a I had met somebody on one of the platforms, and I had set up a Zoom meeting on their calendar, And I go back in a couple hours later, and they had canceled the meeting. So I'm, I don't, I hate email. I'm strolling down because I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll left me a message on why they canceled. So she did, and she says, I canceled the meeting because I'm not
I didn't hear that. Sorry, you
talking to
went on mute
anybody.
there. What did she say? Why did she
Oh,
cancel?
she says, I'm not interested in talking to anybody about network marketing.
Okay, just like that.
And I was thinking, I wasn't going to talk to you about network marketing, but okay.
Okay, she should
you
have
know,
actually asked you what the context of the meeting was all about, like I asked you as well.
right. But she didn't. So, okay.
Okay, well, different strokes for different folks. We get to learn about people every day, different personalities.
So when she goes back and checks my social media again and then tries to reach out to me again, I may let her in, or I may say, well, you didn't want to talk to me.
Just let her in. Yes,
I will.
you can make
But
these concessions. It's entirely up to you.
I'll probably let her in, but it was
Yes.
just like you 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 made a judgment, and I don't know what you made the judgment on, but you don't even know me
Yes.
to make that judgment.
Well, some people are so difficult. I would have just asked you what it's all about, and then get the insight into it and the context, and then make a decision, but just not be blunt like that. But just going back to what you said about emails, I think that's also falling away. People tend to do a lot of attachments on Telegram or WhatsApp or even social media inboxes or DMs.
Well, yeah,
Um,
because in the way I look at email, I mean, email is so saturated. We get 100 emails a day, and
yes.
if I really want to connect with you, I don't want you to have to look through 100 emails to find my email.
Well, just on that note, my Red Corner Show email has been hacked because I'm getting a lot of spam. And more than likely, I'm going to get emails that are going to be lost in between.
Yeah, and it's saturated. You don't have control over it. So I always say, and it's worked for me because I have people that, since I know a lot of influential people, they always want to. Well, can you connect me with them? No. Well, you don't really know them. I said, yeah, I do. I have their information in my phone. I can call them anytime I want to call
Mhm.
them. And because a lot of people go to these events, and they'll post a picture with somebody, and I'm like, well, do you really know them? Well, yeah, I got the picture, but do you have their actual contact information? Well, no, but I got the picture, so you don't know them.
Well, let me tell you, I used to do that as well when I started my my entrepreneurial journey. You go to all these networking events and you see all these influential, high profile people, and you want to run and quickly get a photo with them because you want to put on your social media that you met this person, and it was a big deal. Okay. And then after that, I realized, what am I getting from these networking events? Because I don't get any leads out of it. I pick up all these business cards, I hand out business cards, and I don't get anybody coming to me. So I started, just getting on my social media and trying to market everything via social media. So, and I also went through the old traditional methods of marketing, and that's how I grew my business. But I hear what you're saying, with taking photos with influential people. But sometimes I think it just gives us a little bit of pat on the shoulder that you're hanging out next. Maybe you're gonna get some inspiration. You're rubbing shoulders here.
Yeah, it does that too, but when you try to take it, when people try to take it to the next level, like, yeah, I know them. No, no, you don't. No, no, you don't.
Yes. Um, Also, it's very difficult to get people's contact details. Or some of them would share their contact details with you and they will have a really nice chat with you. And you think, oh, wow, no, we're going to connect. And then when you try sending them an email or try to contact them and they don't return calls or they don't reply to your email, and then what? It's a complete
Yeah,
waste of time, because they would actually tell you at the event or whatever, no, we'll be in touch. You have such an interesting journey. We want to, let's work together. Let's do something together. And then nothing happens. We've all been through that
because
as well.
they give that information to their people and their people do the research,
Yes.
so it never gets back to them.
Well, yes. So, Mr. Horton, we can go on chatting forever. Um, it's early 2023, and lots of mindsets are beginning to change in a very positive way because, we all start off the new year. We have these new year resolutions. We have this entire intentions list that we're going to work towards. And that usually happens at the beginning of the year. What would be your key message to empower people?
The thing that I always do and I always tell people to do is meet people where they are, not where you want them to be.
What does that mean?
Well, I have clients and they're always like, well, so and so is doing this and so and so is doing that, and I tell them, stop comparing yourself to everybody.
Yes.
Their journey is different than your journey.
Hmm.
Walk your journey, and everything that's supposed to come to you will come to you.
At the right time.
Exactly.
Yes.
But if you're trying to walk their journey's not your journey, so you're not going to get what they get.
Hmm.
So that's my message to people. Just walk your journey, enjoy your journey, and meet people where they are.
Powerful. Follow your passions and your dreams.
Yeah,
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Horton. It was so great chatting to you. And I quite enjoyed the chat, and it's my first chat for 2023. So I've been traveling quite a bit and eventually settled down so I can have my Red Corner Show chats now because I really miss my guests that come on the show. All of you just inspire everybody. It was awesome.
great. I had a great time.
Thank you so much. And do you have any last words?
Uh, I just spend my day being able to live in my passion and my purpose, and that is to inspire people to go after their dreams.
Love it. So, on that note, how can one get hold of you?
Uh, they can connect with me on LinkedIn. They can connect with me on Facebook. I'm on all the social media platforms, so they can connect with me there. And my my biggest thing, and I tell people because they ask me all the time, how do you run so many businesses? Well, they all run. They all are self-sustaining, but they're all pushed by send out cards.
Okay,
That's how I build relationships.
wonderful.
So
I
if I
have,
know you, I'm going to get your address. I'm going to send you a card.
wow, thank you so much. I'm not sure about our postal services right now, But I think for now, maybe an e-card will do.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, thank you so much. I also have a new strategic partner in California, in San Diego, actually. I'm not sure if you know her. Tristica, do you know Tristica McRae from
I've heard the
Nerd
name, but
World
I
Incorporated?
haven't met her.
Okay, so I must actually link you both.
Cool.
Yes,
I always like meeting people.
absolutely. And you're in the same county, so it would make sense that you can link up and who knows, maybe you can do something together. It's all about collaboration. Collaboration is key.
Yeah, and people don't get that. It's like you may have a business, but you didn't build it on your own. You know, you have employees or you have associates and you have customers. Without your customers, you wouldn't have a business.
That's true. That's true. Mr. Horton, thank
So
you so much for joining me on the Red Corner Show. I would go on talking to you, like I said before, but we will continue chatting. And I wish you all the best in whatever you do. And we will stay in touch on social media. So take care of yourself. And to the audience, if you would like to be on the Red Corner Show, please drop me an email, redcornershow@gmail.com. And you too could be chatting with me. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.
bye. Thank you.
Thank
It's been
you. Bye.
fun.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.